All right, I think we're live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the debut episode of the eCast. It has been approximately, I believe, 2 years since I have done such a podcast, and it is great to be back. Um, I don't know why I'm super nervous right now, but you know what? We're gonna roll with the punches, as I said. Listen, man. My guest today needs no introduction, but I'm gonna give him one anyway because he's an awesome guy and he deserves nothing but respect. This man is a full-time Twitch streamer. You can find him on twitch.tv/TheGeekSlays. He is a YouTuber, TikToker, football and sports ball aficionado. This man is a podcast host with over 100 episodes. And man, when I tell you, that this guy is one of the coolest dudes I've ever met, and honestly, one of the best friends I've ever had. I wouldn't be lying to you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Geek Slays.
What an intro. That is. Jesus. Not prepared for that. Appreciate you, my guy. God damn.
Hey,
That
man.
was that was nice.
Hey, man, you know I take care of you.
Now I feel like I need to do like a whole YouTube video because I didn't do a good enough intro to you on my podcast. I like got to make a whole YouTube video about you now.
Oh, man. All right, so as we're rolling here, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to give everybody a couple quick shout outs. First and foremost, if you do not know, now you do know. EROGear.com, where you can buy all of your official ERO merchandise. We have officially dropped the very first eCast merch line. Shirts, hoodies, here's a coffee mug. It's a very simple first drop, but you know what? It looks good. Get you some. Again, EROGear.com, exclamation mark merch in chat if you're watching this live. Add to that, exclamation mark TheGeekSlays in chat will give you my guest, the guest with, I was going to say host with the most, but you're not the host of this.
Nope.
The Anyway, it'll give you the link tree information for my boy Geeky Slays over here, and go follow him on everything if you're not already. And I have a very base idea of how I want all of this to go, but I think we're just gonna kind of roll with it. So first and foremost, Geek, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm all right, man. It's like I said, I'm nervous. I'm tired. My head was hurting all up until like probably a half an hour ago. But
Right.
but working the full time job is irritating sometimes. But it is what it is.
For sure. For sure.
But listen, man. I'm gonna probably explain way too much in this because it is the inaugural debut episode. I said that word wrong. The debut episode, the return. So I'm gonna kind of explain everything way too much probably, but it's fine. Um, for those of you that don't know, we're gonna be doing this kind of like an interview style. So I'm gonna ask Geeky Boy here just some really base questions, just in case if you don't know who the Geek Slays is. By the end of this, you're gonna know who he is and why you should be following him. And then, of course, all my other guests, you'll also know that as well. But Geek, who the hell are you, bro?
Just a simple man trying to make his way through the galaxy. I'm
For sure,
sorry.
for sure. I mean, hey, bro, I like it. I like it.
I had to. It was too perfect. Oh, God. See, I know some of the questions you're gonna ask later, so I don't want to just answer all those right out. Um,
Say, we'll get there.
but yeah, I mean, that was a decent explanation. I'm just dude who likes to try to entertain people. That's who I am. And sports, video games, streaming, all that stuff is a decent way to do that.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough. Where did I'm sure you and I have spoke about this prior, but just for the people at home, where did you come up with the Geek Slays?
So I wish I had the whole list. So I used to, my first YouTube channel was called something. Have never revealed it before, never will. If you guys find it on your own, cool, but you won't. So, uh, but when I had that channel, I mean, I took like a 2 year break from posting anything, from streaming anything, and I decided that I was going to get back into it and had just this ginormous list of names with a ton of different names on there. And there's a old zombies YouTuber that I followed who his name's the Smith Plays, I think. Um,
Okay.
and so I was like, okay, that's an interesting name. I wonder if there's some weird, you know, nerdy, geeky thing I could do with that name, and that's, you know, how I came up with. I was originally going to go with just Geek, and I couldn't get Geek on any platform. So I was like, okay, we'll go with, and thinking back to the Smith Plays, I was like, screw it, I'll go the TheGeekSlays because it's kind of close to that, and it just works, and that's kind of how it happened. Not a super interesting story, but
You know, you can say it's not interesting all you want, but I have a very strong opinion that everybody has a story and those stories are deserved to be heard. And
fair,
I liked that, bro. I did. So that's interesting,
fair
though.
enough,
I don't think I knew part of that. I don't think I knew it
right?
was based off of another guy. So that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
How long have you been streaming?
So this is kind of two a two-part answer here. The first stream I ever did was, oh geez, let me double check. It was in 2016, so almost 6 years at this point, and I believe it was March. I'm checking because the video on my my pinned video on my YouTube channel is the 5 year anniversary of it. So it doesn't tell me that still. March 31st. So March 31st, it'll be 6 years I've been kind of streaming.
Okay.
I got actually into it in 2020 in February when I moved to Mixer. That's when I really got into streaming. But yeah, my first one was March 31st of 2016.
Very nice. Very nice. Just gonna take a quick second here. Jedi Red, how are we doing, my friends? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the cast. I hope everyone's doing all right. So you've only been going for a short time.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It feels like it's been longer because I've always had like random one-off content here and there, but truly dedicated, it's been 2 years.
And that would also do the same with YouTube at that point?
Yeah. So YouTube was actually where I started everything. I did all my first streams on YouTube videos. Everything started on YouTube.
Fair enough. Fair enough, man.
Actually, in 2016, I didn't know Twitch existed, if I'm honest.
Well, I mean, when did Twitch even...
2011, I want to say, with Justin TV.
Really? Okay. Fair enough. I did not know that. Twitch...
Oh, no. Well, yeah, June 6th, 2011.
Interesting. Right after I graduated high school.
Yep.
All right. Moving right along here.
Yes, sir.
What got you into streaming? And
So,
I'll go ahead and throw a two-parter at you. What got you into streaming, and then what would you say was your inspiration? I guess kind of the same question.
No, it's honestly they're different answers though.
Fair enough.
So I've always wanted to entertain people. When I was younger, my idea for that was playing sports. So I played, football, baseball, soccer, basketball. And around my freshman year of high school, um, I had fucked up my knee, wasn't able to afford surgery on it, so it's just never been fixed, whatever. Uh, so that completely ruled out playing sports. I'm not going to say I was good enough to play because I genuinely don't know. But, it that totally got canceled out. And then I had other, different ideas of what to try to do. And right around 2014, I had really started to get into watching YouTube videos. So, a lot of basic people, like PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, um, those type of guys. And I just found it super entertaining. But at the time, I didn't know that was something you could pursue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in 2015, Black Ops 3 came out, and the zombies in it, in my opinion, was phenomenal. So I had always loved zombies, and this is where I get into the actual person who inspired me, Mr. Raffle Waffles. He's a zombies YouTuber. I had been watching his zombie streams when Black Ops 3 came out because I couldn't afford the game yet. So I was watching his streams and I was just like, you know, I could do this. Like, I could just play video games and talk to people. And, when I finally got Black Ops 3, that's where it started. Just my want for entertaining people, learning that YouTube and just the internet in general was a way I could do that and actually try to make a career out of it. And then seeing, the different people I've said, those four guys, they are probably the reason I'm here doing what I'm doing. So,
Very nice. Very nice.
yeah.
You see, you and I had similar I want to say raising
Or,
on YouTube, but at the same time, like I watched like Markiplier was definitely like probably like I feel like everybody watched Markiplier at one point or another.
right.
But for me, like Rhett and Link was in there for me.
For sure.
Smosh was in there for me because like I loved Smosh and all of their like nonsensical hijinks that they always did.
Right.
And the whole like you've always wanted to entertain people. I feel that on damn near a spiritual level because
Right.
you and I share that definitely.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like, but um,
To be honest, I could have listed another 100 creators. I just cut
right,
it down
right,
to the four who were the most influential to me, I
definitely,
think.
definitely,
Because, yeah, I watch too much YouTube and TikTok and Twitch. Too
yeah.
into it.
Well, and now with this new what did you call it? Hover.
Yeah, Hover. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that one later.
Pushing for Hover Partner. That's not true. I
Hover
got like
partner.
12 followers on there. That's a thing. That is a thing.
Hey,
Hover
man.
Partner is a thing. Do not.
I mean, hey man, if it works, it works. You're gonna probably get Hover Partner before you get Twitch Partner with those fucking
Oh, absolutely.
with those requirements.
Right?
So okay, we talked about your inspirations, but what inspires the TheGeekSlays to keep going?
Um, the fact that over the last 2 years, I have received, I'm not going to say countless because that's a lie, but 3 or 4 messages from people who have watched, whether it be TikTok videos, YouTube videos, Twitch streams, who have, DM'd me on Twitter and just told me how much my content has meant to them. And, I've stated from beginning of me doing this that if my content could help one person, then I've succeeded at what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And to know that it continues to help people in some way means that I will continue to do it until it stops doing that.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Fair enough.
Sure.
And then this one's kind of a loaded question because Because I feel like this is probably the most difficult question to answer
Yep.
per se, because the question is what sets you apart from other channels slash streamers slash content creators, blah 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 blah.
Tough one.
Yeah,
It really is.
it's a loaded question because at the end of the day, we all pretty much do the exact same thing.
Right. What sets me apart? I'm just a better no, I'm not gonna say that. Oh Jesus.
Nice,
No,
nice.
I think it is. See, it's tough because I want to say it's the weird knowledge I have. Like, for most people, you are generally a nerd in one or two categories where you know a bunch of stuff, right? You know, for some people it's Marvel or Star Wars or whatever. But I think the way that you can come into my stream and we can talk about, you know, football on a level that is not just random person sitting at home, but on a level of someone who truly, you know, sees and understands the sport in most cases. You know, being able to hold a conversation with Marvel, not just over the movies, the comics. Um, you know, Star Wars knowledge. I think just the fact that almost anybody that can come into my stream, there is something that we probably have in common and could talk about for a long period of time, I think is something you can't get everywhere.
For sure.
I know there's a ton of people who have tons of good things. It's such a loaded question because I feel like I sound like an asshole from my answers, which is not what I'm trying to do.
Let me tell you, you don't sound like an asshole at all.
Okay.
It's a genuine
Okay.
question.
But
But it is a difficult one to answer for
right,
sure.
right. But yeah, I'd say just say that and then just no, I'd say just that. I can't
Yeah.
give myself too high a praise on anything else. So
I mean, hey man, I dig it. I dig it. Take a quick second here. Ali, thank you for the command drops. I appreciate that. Um, so that ends the streamer questions. Congratulations.
those were tough.
Yeah,
Those were tough. Some of those were
yeah. um, I wanted to get your opinion on something, and honestly, I wanted to get Chad's opinion on this too.
Okay.
The big news of the past few days, and I think you know exactly where I'm going with this.
Oh man. Yeah.
Microsoft buying not only Activision but Blizzard.
Right.
Um, that now gives Microsoft Call of Duty, Overwatch, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, and of course the biggest of them all, Candy Crush.
Oh yes, the biggest of them all, Candy Crush.
um, I don't know personally how to feel about it. Because within that purchase, which by the way, I don't quite remember the number, but it was like it was.
$67.8 billion.
There you go. First of all, my wife says that she could spend that money in her lifetime. There's no legitimate way
Oh, I
anybody.
absolutely could.
There's no way, man.
Oh, I absolutely could.
Oh my god, it's nuts. Um, I don't know how to feel about it because I'm already butthurt that the fact that when they bought Bethesda, they already announced that the next Elder Scrolls is going to be Xbox exclusive. Which I get that you got to stick it to Sony where you can because I'm sorry they've been kicking your ass on exclusives for how long?
Right.
But at the same time here, I don't think they can afford to do that with Call of Duty.
They absolutely could afford to if they wanted to. I mean, it's oh geez. It's an interesting thing because I think what Microsoft is pushing is to make Game Pass the biggest thing in the world and make gaming as a service a thing rather than going out and purchasing a $60 game. Um, I think I doubt at least for the next couple of years they will make Call of Duty Xbox exclusive, but I think eventually it will be. I think eventually we're also going to get to a point though where PlayStation and Xbox don't exist
Probably.
because it'll all just be gaming as a service and you don't need an Xbox or a PlayStation to do that.
Oh, wouldn't that be lovely? Wouldn't have to worry about, yo, bro, you got an Xbox? No, I got a PlayStation. Well, damn, we ain't playing Halo together.
Right?
I think that's what they wanted to do with the Stadia, but the Stadia just never even, like, the Stadia was born and then died the next day.
Cloud gaming's tough because so much of the world doesn't have reliable internet.
Right.
That that's a little bit of the difference between Game Pass and like xCloud, Microsoft's game streaming service, is that at least with Game Pass you download it physically and can play it for yourself, whereas xCloud, it depends on your internet connection, which isn't going to be great for everybody.
For sure.
At least not yet.
So, Jedi here is saying that Sony might purchase Epic and Disney.
I doubt it. They definitely can't afford to buy Disney.
Yeah, there's no way.
Disney's worth like 28 times what Sony is. It's just
Honestly, I could see
feasible.
that being the other way around.
Right.
I could see Disney buying Sony and then making the PS6 with Mickey Mouse ears on it.
There you go. Now I'm intrigued.
But here's the thing though, man. It's scary because with Xbox now pretty much owning, like, and I mean you can argue with me into the sun if you want to, but I feel like I'm pretty on the nose here. With Microsoft now owning pretty much the headliner in first person shooters, what's the plan here? I wonder. Like, is the plan to completely relaunch Call of Duty with like a whole new thing on it? Or because like not only did they purchase, you know, Activision, but within that what is it? Ravensoft, Infinity War,
Raven Software, Treyarch, Infinity
Sledgehammer,
War,
all of them, right?
There's even more, honestly.
Yeah, like because like I'm sure what most people don't realize is that you purchase the companies of Activision and Blizzard, but within those companies you also have the smaller developing companies that work on all of the games, such as the developers that we discussed. Now, I have not seen a full list of all of the developers that have come in that purchase. God knows I probably don't want to see it because it's probably a mile long, especially when you get into Blizzard. But also, I'm not gonna lie, I'm thinking Overwatch 2, if it ever does come out, will most likely be an Xbox exclusive, which is kind of nuts to think about.
The one nice thing is nothing is ever going to be a true Xbox exclusive again because PC exists and it falls under the same label, so Microsoft will continue to put all those games on PC, so at least you have two platforms. And I could honestly see, like, Microsoft, I think I heard something about this at one point. I could see Microsoft making a deal with PlayStation to put Game Pass on PlayStation. It would probably be at an increased price point, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, on Xbox, it costs you $10 to subscribe. On PlayStation, it's $20 because Sony has to get their money also.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see that being how this kind of goes.
That'd be nuts.
Yeah, it really would be.
Because in the grand scale of things, comparing Xbox Game Pass to PlayStation Now, there's no competition.
Well, no, because PlayStation Now is a streaming service and it doesn't work the same.
Yeah, it's don't get it twisted. I have PlayStation Now. I bought it because of the lack of games that have been coming out, and I mean we're just now finally getting some decent games out, and like it's not worth it. It's not. I've honestly very heavily debated on just saying screw it and canceling it, which I still might, considering all I stream is Fortnite and story mode games. But I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
But I don't know. I was at work. I saw Jedi posted in the Discord, which !Discord if you want to join the EFAM. I saw he posted that, and I honestly had to look it up because I didn't believe it. I did not think that was actually going to happen. Let's think back to when Microsoft bought Minecraft. Everyone thought Minecraft was going to be an Xbox exclusive, and it never happened. That's very true. It's very true.
That was also a much different time.
There
were exclusives on consoles, but it wasn't many.
No.
Now, like, every other game that comes out is exclusive to something.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's a different world now than back when Minecraft was bought. And also, it was already on every platform, and they didn't re-release Minecraft. It has stayed the same game. Whereas next year's Call of Duty is not the same as every previous Call of Duty. So they can make it console exclusive from here on out and have a decent argument for it being okay.
Yeah. It's gonna be nuts, man. It's gonna be pretty nuts to see what happens.
Real quick, Alex, no, the money wasn't low because Activision is a shithole company currently.
They have great titles. That's about all they got. And honestly, the titles that they have, you know,
right? They're losing all of their esteem because the company is so bad currently. With all the shit happening around them, I'm surprised this deal wasn't for even less.
That's still nuts, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you say?
Especially because this was $68.7 billion.
$68.7 billion with a B.
Yes.
That is nuts.
Which is about $61 billion more than what they paid for Bethesda.
That's also nuts, considering the mass amount of popularity that Bethesda has behind them.
Right.
And all of the, because with that, you're paying for... With Bethesda, I mean, shit, you're paying for two of the biggest... Arguably the biggest, RPG games ever done. Fallout and The Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
Or I guess those would be MMORPGs, wouldn't they? Massively... No. Yeah.
But I mean, if you think about Microsoft now, they hold like six to eight of the top 10 gaming IPs.
Mm-hmm.
They have Call of Duty. They have Fallout. They have Elder Scrolls. They have Halo. They have Forza.
And Jedi just brought up a good point. They also have Doom.
Yeah.
And I mean...
See, I wouldn't put Doom on the same level as the other games anymore. It's still a big IP, not one of the biggest.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you there. But it's crazy, man. It is a crazy time to be alive right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I'm a very firm believer in competition makes good money. So I'm very, very, very curious to see what Sony's rebuttal is going to be. Because, I mean, they also didn't really have a rebuttal against Bethesda, did they?
And they still won't. Do you want to know why?
Why is that?
Sony's still worth almost twice as much as what Microsoft is. They're still the biggest. They are worth the most out of any gaming company in the world. Then Tencent, then Microsoft. Microsoft's still so far behind. Sony doesn't care. I talked about this on my podcast earlier today. It was that Sony currently is sitting where, if you're into PC stuff, where Intel was sitting 5 or 6 years ago, where they think they are so far on top that nobody can catch them. Microsoft is trying to come in like what AMD did, take away their top spot. But once that finally happens and Sony does start playing catch up, then we're going to see a ton of amazing things come out because the two companies are going to be doing great. Currently, what's happening in the PC space. I don't think I've ever been alive at a time where I could say, buy whatever processor you want, because both Intel and AMD are doing great things right now because competition has fostered better products.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that's what this leads to.
Ooh, imagine the games we're going to get when Microsoft and Sony start headbutting each other. Imagine those games, bro. Imagine that Call of Duty. Oof. That might be better than like Blops 2, Blops 3 Call of Duty.
So I brought this up earlier. What if Sony buys EA?
Ooh.
Then Microsoft would own Call of Duty, but Sony would then own FIFA, Madden, Battlefield. They would technically have the rights to Star Wars games.
And that's of course
It could be
right
huge.
after Microsoft and Xbox finally just got the show put onto Xbox after it being PlayStation exclusive for what, 20 years?
Yeah.
Damn.
And yeah.
That
imagine if every sports game except 2K was PlayStation exclusive.
That would be a big money move. That
It
would be a oh my god, man.
I'm already out thinking all the CEOs because I'm just better.
That's when we're going to start our own gaming company, Geek.
Here we go. I've had some great ideas. So we could do this.
I've had several great ideas of what we're going to do. Okay? I'm going to run this bitch into the ground.
We're going to run this bitch.
And then it's going to bounce.
Absolutely.
It's going to bounce off, and then I'm in the fucking sky. Okay? Okay. Anyway, before I get canceled on my very first episode.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this segment that we're about to do is an OG segment to those who used to listen to this podcast back when it had a different title. I, of course, am talking about Small Talks with the Big Guy. I cannot relay to you all how glad I am that I do not have to say that godforsaken title 100 times an episode now.
Dude, that's such a great name, though.
I know.
I love it.
I know.
I love it.
I know. But the E-Cast, the E-Cast.
Right.
It's just so much easier to say. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is an OG segment that I call EROE's Top 5. What these are, this is a top 5 very easy, quick questions that pretty much lets you know that my guest is not a robot. They are indeed an actual person. And also,
I'm just a content creating robot. Absolutely.
I mean, probably. But also, it's going to let you know just a little bit more personally about the TheGeekSlays. Geek, this is probably my favorite question I always ask everybody because it always throws them off.
Oh, God.
What is your favorite ice cream?
So, I'm going to lead this off by saying not the biggest sweets guy.
Fair enough.
But back in the day, my favorite ice cream was the Ben & Jerry's Coffee Heath Bar Crunch. So coffee-flavored ice cream with little bits of Heath Bar. It was just great.
Okay.
Then they stopped making it for some reason. So I'm going to have to go pure ice cream flavor is coffee, but like just ice cream in general. Big mint chocolate chip guy.
My man.
Big mint chocolate chip guy.
My man. I'm going to get a tally going. When I did this the first time, I had a tally going for how many times people said mint chocolate chip, and there was like 7 out of 10 that said mint chocolate chip. I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
There you go.
Yo, that Heath, actually, like, I've had a Heath bar like twice in my entire life, and that ice cream sounded pretty nice. It sounds pretty nice.
I don't know what it was, but the way the toffee in the Heath bar melts into the ice cream in the spots where the chunks are. Oh my God, it was next level good.
Well, and I mean, it's also Ben & Jerry's, so you've got the little itty bitty pints. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like you're not going to sit there and eat that in one sitting, because you definitely fucking are.
Right.
Don't at me. But yeah, man, that sounds good. That sounds really good.
Because I'm not a sweets guy, I never have. No, that's a lie. I'm not going to say never, but I normally don't finish the whole pint in one go. Also, it hurts my teeth. So.
I'd feel that on a spiritual level.
Yeah.
As you know, as you all have seen, which, and if you're listening to this on, you know, your favorite audio listening platforms, you cannot see, but if you don't know me, my teeth are not exactly the best. Take care of your teeth, kids. Hashtag dental lives matter, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna hit you with a two-parter.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna hit you with a two-parter. What is your favorite video game right now? And what is your favorite video game of all time? You can answer either or, whichever order you want. Go.
So I'm going with all time. And it's not because it's the best game ever. I'm not going to argue that. But it's because it is the game that got me into streaming. It's the game I've had the most fun with, put the most hours in. It's Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I know, whatever.
I knew that's where I knew
Terrible
you were
to pick
going with that.
Call of Duty game. But I mean, without that game, I'm not sitting here. Let's be honest. Without that game, I am not sitting in this spot. And then, yeah, current favorite game is tough because I'm not loving any games right now. But I'm going to go with the two I've been playing the most, which are Fortnite and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Been having a ton of fun with Valhalla lately. So,
I saw they're doing another DLC for Valhalla, like something about Ragnarok. What's that about?
Yes, sir. I have no idea. Not there yet.
Fair enough.
Haven't beat the game yet because I am an asshole who tries to do every single little tiny thing on the map.
That's what you should do in a game like Assassin's Creed. It's what you should do in a game like Assassin's Creed or Breath of the Wild, Fallout, Elder Scrolls. It's what you should do. Enjoy the game.
Right? It's just there is so much little bullshit content in that game. It's a little annoying.
I work with a guy who's in the middle of playing The Last of Us. He just beat the first one, and he's in the middle of playing the second one. He skipped pretty much 3 free upgrades to his character because he really wanted to progress in the story. And it's like, dude, explore. Shit, man. Maybe I'm just kind of old school, but like explore the damn games.
That's been kind of my issue with Valhalla, though, is there's just so much stuff to do that I'll play it for like 2 weeks. And then I just get burnt out of the game because the story hasn't moved anywhere yet because I'm doing everything else. So I just put it away for 2 weeks and then go back to it for It's tough.
I think that's what happened to me in Red Dead. That's why it took me a year to finally beat that damn game.
Yeah.
But, all right, fair enough. I to be honest with you, I knew you were gonna say Blops for your favorite of all time. If you weren't gonna say Blops, I was gonna call you on your bullshit. 100%. 100%.
Valid. I am the biggest Blops 3 defender in the history of the world.
So my viewers or my listeners on on your favorite social media, fuck man, my listeners out there on the listening platforms, they obviously can't see it, and if you don't know, now you do know. My boy Geek here has a Blops 3 poster behind him.
Oh shit, yeah I do. Right there.
And that's a legit zombies poster behind his head. And
yeah, I'll actually post a picture of it in your Discord.
There you go. !! Discord and chat if you want to be a part of the eFam. But while you're doing that, I'm gonna twist it on you. See, I hit you with the ice cream to kind of get everyone like, oh okay, and then video games, and then I'm gonna flip you over on your head. What's your favorite movie of all time? And I'll tell you what, you can either give me 1, you can give me 2, 3, 4. I don't care.
Yeah.
What gets you going as far as movie man Geek?
Okay, so. I could probably put almost every Marvel or Star Wars movie in here, but I didn't. But I did make a list. I don't know how many movies I have here. I think it's 5.
My man's made a list.
5. Yeah, I couldn't just pick one. I couldn't. So, went favorite Star Wars movie, Revenge of the Sith, favorite Star Wars movie. Whatever. I'm a child. I don't care.
Hey, Revenge of the Sith's good, man. I don't care what anybody says.
Right? I'm a big prequel guy because that's what I grew up with, you know?
Right.
But, yeah. So Revenge of the Sith is my favorite Star Wars movie. I don't know if it's just the recency bias, but even now, every time I see clips from Spider-Man No Way Home, it just makes me happy every time.
Yeah.
So that one's got to be up there. Another one, The Breakfast Club, has always been a movie I really enjoyed.
Okay.
Yeah, The Breakfast Club is great. For a long time, it just was my favorite movie. one that's a little more obscure, I think, is Boondock Saints.
Oh,
Have you seen Boondock Saints?
yes, I have, sir.
It's good stuff.
You're gonna get a high five from my wife for that one. My wife
Awesome.
has I can't remember their names. My wife has
Right.
both of them in pop form in her office.
Oh, Murphy and Connor?
Yeah, Murphy and Connor. I was gonna say
Is there...
Daryl and the other guy.
Yeah, it's one of them is Daryl Dixon, absolutely. And then I struggled with the last spot. I considered, like, my favorite Will Smith movie of all time is The Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh,
You know,
oh my heart.
that one's tough.
Oh
Yeah,
my heart.
that one, that's the one I put on the list because Pursuit of Happiness is it's just top tier.
When the kid loses the doll off of the bus, oh, it gets me every fucking time, man.
Every time.
Ugh.
Yeah. So those are the 5 that I wrote down last night.
Any honorable mentions?
Oh, geez. I would say, basically anything made by Marvel Studios at this point. There are some things left off that list, but big Marvel guy. Star Wars movies are all up there. Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison should probably go there.
Yes, sir.
Loved those movies when I was younger.
Yes, sir.
Really, really loved those. But I'm blanking on any other movie title in the world, so I'm gonna say that's it. I can't think of another movie, to be honest.
I mean, fair enough, man.
Brain just went kaput, but
I mean, fair enough, man.
yes, sir.
That's a damn good list, let me tell you. Damn good list.
Well, thank you.
I'm gonna flip you back over from your head onto your ass, and I'm gonna hit you with an even harder one. Let's say I used to always give a scenario with this one. Typically, like my very first scenario was always you're on a desert island and the only thing you have on you for whatever reason is an iPod. So for you, I'm gonna give you that one. We're gonna start off with the basic one. Geek. You're on a desert island, my friend. You were flying, your plane crashed, sole survivor. The only thing that you have on your body is an iPod Touch with 10 songs. Go.
All right. Well, I actually made a Spotify playlist just for this.
Daddy did.
So I'm going to actually go ahead and pop that in chat real quick. Kablamo.
Yeah, so chat, click that link, and also for my listeners out there, you obviously can't click the link, but it'll be in the description somewhere, or just go onto my socials. You'll see it at some point. But I'm looking at this list as we speak here. Kind of give me a rundown of what we're looking at here.
Okay, so I'm gonna start by prefacing with I do not have like a specific genre of music that I listen to. I listen to everything, really. But I mean, these are like my most listened to songs over the last 2 years. You want me to start at the bottom or at the top?
You go ahead and
you
go ahead and start with whatever you feel you need to start with.
We'll go ahead and start with the bottom here. We got "Why" by NF. Don't know if you're a big NF fan, but yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I've never heard of NF.
Really? That's interesting. You know, it's really not. I listen to weird fucking music, so.
I'll be honest with you.
I'll
be honest with you. I'm looking at your playlist right now. I know 1, 2, 3, 4. I know 4 of these artists, and 2 of them did the same song together.
Yeah, fair.
So.
Fair. Okay. But it's so when it comes to music for me, I mean, obviously the actual track has to be good, like the music behind it. But I'm a big lyrics guy.
Mm-hmm.
Lyrics matter more. So that's why, like, you'll see on this playlist, I have 3 songs by Machine Gun Kelly. and none of them were made before 2020. Because back when he was a rapper, he did not make good music. But he switched to being pop punk, and it's shockingly good. So I'll take it.
Fair enough.
We have a metal cover of the song Psycho by Post Malone, because it sounds better as metal. It just does.
I believe that.
Uh,
I'll probably give that a
end,
listen to later.
Yeah, you should. It's good stuff. In the End by Linkin Park, because
Classic.
I'm a fucking emo kid at heart.
Classic.
Absolutely. Come and Go by Juice WRLD featuring Marshmello. I'm not like a big music guy in the I don't know how to talk about music, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Can't tell you why I like these songs, I just do. Jack and Rose by Kennedy. Kennedy is actually a guy who at one point made zombies YouTube videos, actually. And like the first songs I ever heard of him, he like wrote songs about zombies maps.
Okay.
And they were kind of good. And then he released, it's not on this playlist, but it's called Coming Through. It was his first actual song, and it was fucking great. So since then I've listened to everything he's put out.
Fair enough.
Love Race by MGK featuring Kellen Quinn. Who, God, what band is Kellen Quinn the singer of?
First I've ever even heard of her name. Which I will tell you, I've never heard of Kennedy either.
Yeah. So Kellen Quinn, actually a dude, and he's the lead vocalist and keyboardist for Sleeping with Sirens.
Oh.
Yeah. Just so you guys know, just in case you didn't.
Yeah, all right. I kind of want to. I'm oddly intrigued now. I kind of want to listen to that because I used to listen.
Also, this was the song MGK wrote about Megan Fox.
Oh.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
Okay, fair enough, man. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna listen to that one later too because I used to.
Might as well just go through this playlist.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna listen to the whole fucking playlist. Which, chat, you should as well.
Yeah. Summer Nights by Kennedy. Again, same guy as earlier. 2 songs from MGK's Tickets to My Downfall album that Jedi was just talking about in chat, because it's a great album. It really is. You have to kind of look past the fact that it's MGK sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you can have your opinions of him, and it's tough. I've had to show people the songs before telling them it was MGK. If I would have told them it was MGK, they would have just hated it outright. So, Title Track and Play This When I'm Gone are both super good. And then All Fucked Up by the by the Amity Affliction, because I don't know if I'm saying that right, but the only song by them I know, but it's good shit.
That's the other group I don't know. They sound familiar, but I don't know if I know them.
Yeah, but as I told you earlier, I struggled with that playlist. I had like 25 songs in it originally. But I was like, I don't want to set this weird expectation that you got to create 10 hours worth of a playlist for every episode. Right.
So, I will. So for my listeners out there, I will tell you all, I had no intention on having Geek make this Spotify playlist of these songs. He came up with this idea, and I am 100% stealing it because it is a fantastic idea. And actually, I'm going to add on to it. What I'm going to do from this point forward is I'm going to make a Spotify playlist that you guys will be able to download at your free will that will have 10 songs from every single guest I'm going to have on this podcast. So by the time that this podcast reaches, episode 100, if we get to that point, which I'm thinking we probably will now, unlike the last 2 seasons of this, spoiler alert, season 1 ended at episode 10, season 2 ended at like episode 7, but whatever.
Nice.
It's going to be a ridiculous playlist, let me tell you. But now we're gonna step away from the music, the video games, the ice cream, and the movies. And Geek, I know that it is a crazy world out there right now with everything going on. Whichever way you want to look at it, it's messed up in several different ways. Obviously, I never talk about any kind of stuff that is too hard and heavy because I like to keep everything pretty uplifted. But I'd be blind if I wasn't going to sit here and say that the world isn't kind of crazy right now with coronavirus going around still. And that, I mean, politics are always nuts, religion's always nuts, everything else. But Geek, I'll tell you what, man, if you had one thing to say to the world, what would that one thing be? And I'm actually going to mute for this.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
The floor is yours, my friend.
Try to be better in every way possible. You a better person, a better whatever it is you want to do. Make every day an attempt to be better than you were yesterday. There you go. Short and sweet.
Short, sweet, to the point. I like it, baby. I like it, baby. I like it. All right, well, that's the top 5.
That is the top 5.
Feels good to be back, bro. But I would be remiss if I did not say, ladies and gentlemen, that this podcast and all future podcasts are brought to you by Maw Energy. Ladies and gentlemen, delicious flavor, powder that instantly dissolves the second it hits water, 0 sugar. There are 100 reasons as to why you should give Maw Energy a shot, but take it from me, it's worth it. But of course, I can't forget about the best part, is that you can actually try Maw Energy for free and just pay the price of shipping by using my affiliate link. Definitely go on over to mawenergy.com, !MAW in chat. You can get yourself a 60 scoop tub of Maw Energy for, like I said, the price of shipping. And if you enjoy it and you come back for more orders, please, again, my affiliate link and use code MAW10 in checkout will save you 10% off your entire order. You've got delicious flavors: Blue Buzz, Rip Harambe, Mythic Melon, Jungle Berry, Green Growl, and of course the brand new Arctic Howl. They are all delicious, no matter what the Geek says. They're delicious, man. Need to go give them a shot. Trust me, you will not regret it. Once again, that is mawenergy.com. Please use my affiliate link, !MAW in chat. Use code MAW10 in checkout. Maw Energy, be a beast.
I've never said anything bad about Maw. To be fair, I just want to clear this up right now.
Fair enough.
I just prefer G Fuel because I'm trying to get a G Fuel sponsorship. G Fuel, call me.
Right. I hope it happens for you, bro. I really do.
It will really one day. Who knows what day that'll be, but it'll get there.
So this has been going around. This has been going pretty smoothly. And I had like the streamer set questions, and then I had like the EROE's top 5, and everything to kind of, to make it feel like kind of like an interview style. But now I just have some questions that I just kind of came up with on the top of my head. And these ones you don't know. I didn't show you these. I didn't show you these.
Now I'm scared. Everything up to this point was scripted.
100% scripted, bro.
100% scripted. Not gonna lie to you.
I'll tell you,
like all of my YouTube videos.
Right. Every single one of my streams is 100% scripted.
My streams absolutely aren't.
I'll tell you what though. That Maw ad read right there, that was scripted. I thought that was pretty good. Anyway,
good stuff.
Let's talk about your podcast for a little bit.
Oh, geez. Okay.
The Scuffed As Podcast.
Yes, sir.
So, something I've always wondered, and I don't honestly know if you and I have ever had this discussion. Where the hell did you come up with the name for that?
Okay, so I think the Hoon might know this if he's still here, and Jedi might know this because he just started watching through everything again. At least that's what he told me the other day. In the very first episode, I recorded it with my brother-in-law, and we had no idea what was going to happen. We just decided we'd record it, and eventually I'd publish it when I had it all figured out. But when I opened up the podcast, I was like talking about it, and I was like, I don't have a name for this yet. And, he said, like, the Greg and Chandler show. And I said, are you going to be on the show every week? And he was like, well, probably not. And I was like, well, can't be that. And I said, I don't know what this is. It's just a scuffed ass podcast. And yeah, from there, when I actually went to figure it out, I re-listened to the first episode and I was like, God damn, there it is.
I mean, hey,
Scuffed
man.
Ass podcast.
I mean, hey, man. That works. So when I was starting up the podcast originally, not the eCast, Small Talks with the Big Guy, I had such a bitch of a time coming up with a name for the fucking thing. I couldn't tell you half the names I came up with. I couldn't even tell you really any of them because it's been so long ago now. But shouts out to my old fellow manager over at the Buffalo, good old Mr. Dietz, helped me come up with, and of course Brackle too. They both helped me come up with the name Small Talks with the Big Guy, and Geek does love that fucking name, which
it's good stuff.
Which, granted, like it's a good title, man. Let me tell you, but like, Large Talks with the Little Guy. There you go, Ali.
Large Talks with the Little Guy.
Hey, I like it.
Interesting.
But I don't know, man. I always wondered that, but that's interesting. It's crazy how you just came up with it like that. You know what I mean?
Right. So I had initially sat down for like 2 hours, one day trying to figure out a name. Couldn't do it. Re-listened to the intro to the first episode and was like, my fucking God, I did it right there. Why have I wasted all this time?
Right. So, speaking of this podcast, back in the day,
Okay.
back in the day, it was a few years ago.
That's back in the day.
Well, you know, fair enough. We also, I'm sure everybody here, mostly everybody here remembers my rebranding, going from Big Guy Gaming over to what we all know now as EROE. And I kind of want to ask all of my guests this because it's kind of an unbiased question. But Geek, let's say everything, all the stars met in alignment. You got to keep every bit of the following that you have now, okay? And actually, let's say you got more of a following because of this. You're able to do a 100% complete total rebrand of who you are as a streamer, content creator, whatever. What do you think you would, what kind of direction would you go as far as a rebrand for yourself?
So, if I was gonna do a rebrand, I don't know. In this hypothetical situation, are all names available?
Sure.
I mean, obviously, I'm not trying to take Ninja's name or even Markiplier, but from what I've seen everywhere, like I told you earlier, the name I initially wanted to go with was just Geek, and it hasn't been available on anywhere. So honestly, I would probably try to just be Geek, since that's what everyone calls me anyways.
I mean, true. I mean, I literally have you saved in my phone as Geek.
Right? I have you in my phone as EROE, which is a little tough. We both know each other's real names, but
yeah,
we don't use them.
I think I've jokingly called you by your name once.
Yeah, I gotta get away from using my real name online all the time.
I'm gonna call you one of these days. I'm just gonna be like, real name. How you doing?
Bad.
How you doing, real name?
That'll freak me the fuck out.
Right. Also, I kind of like red here. Geekiplier.
Geekiplier.
Kind of sticks.
Kind of interesting, actually.
Kind of sticks, man. Also, Jedi with the Erosional Damage Show. I like that.
Emotional damage.
I gotta get that commissioned. Someone's gotta commission that for me because I like that's got to be half as cool as your brains are weird shirt. Which geeksgear.store, go buy some of my boys merch right here! Exclamation mark
Brains
the
are
Geek
weird.
Slays in chat. Go follow my man's. Also go buy some merch.
Yeah, I'm wearing my own merch. Let's gloss over that.
I was gonna wear your merch too actually, but I couldn't find the fucking shirt. I think it's in my dirty clothes pile.
You lost the phrasing shirt already?
No, that's still over here on the table because I haven't washed it yet.
Jesus.
Yeah, man, I'm a great person.
Oh,
Um,
dude, no, I haven't done laundry in like 10 years. No, I'm kidding.
10 years.
I literally, I think, have a load of laundry in right now, actually. But
Fair enough.
yeah, no, I don't do laundry. I just buy new clothes. That's why I always have money issues.
True story. We're actually both
That would
billion.
make sense.
We're actually both millionaires. We just go to Walmart and go buy new jeans every day.
Who the fuck wears jeans? I haven't worn jeans in like 4 years.
I unfortunately have to wear them every day because of my quote unquote real job.
So I'm gonna give you a little cheat here. If you buy fancy enough sweatpants, they won't notice.
Right, right.
No, I legit, everywhere I've worked, I just wore sweatpants. Because if you buy them in the right fit, they will not notice the difference between black sweatpants and black, like, just pants.
Fair enough.
Nowhere I worked ever knew that I wore sweats every day.
Fair enough.
I've worn sweats and shorts every day for like 10 years. That's it.
I mean, trust me, when I get to the point that this is my full-time job, I'm throwing the fucking jeans out the window and
Absolutely.
I'm gonna buy stock in EROE sweatpants. I'm
There you go.
I'm wearing Marvel tie-dye sweatpants right now and I love it.
But you're wearing sweats right now. That's funny.
Yeah, dog.
I'm wearing Joker and Harley Quinn pajama pants right now.
Ooh, daddy.
They're fucking nice, man. Let's
Oh, showing a little leg. Are you wearing shoes
Yeah.
inside?
Always. My feet get incredibly cold.
Fair enough. That's why I have slippers, dog.
Yeah, every pair of slippers I own is broken.
I mean, mine are too, but I refuse to replace them. Also, Kenobi likes to play with them, which is just stupid. But
Nobi the goat.
he was over here. He was meowing at me. They've been locked up all day because we've been getting the bathroom floor redone, and they've been mad, extra mad. But I don't know where he went. Oh, my wife's door is open, so I think he went and bothered her.
Probably. That's fair.
Okay, so for those also that don't know, the TheGeekSlays over here originally made his streaming debut on a little platform. Can I get an F in chat? Known as Mixer.
Yes, sir.
Now, I never had the opportunity to be on Mixer, stream on Mixer, watch anything on Mixer. I know Ninja was on Mixer for a bit. Here is my question. You and I have talked about Mixer quite a bit over the past year of our friendship. And
Yes, sir.
you have always said that Mixer, if it had the proper backing, would have been or would still be the better streaming platform. Am I correct in saying that?
Oh, absolutely.
So, with that being said, I would like for you to tell me and chat here, my listeners at home, please give us one integration that you would absolutely love for Twitch to pick up from Mixer. Or even like maybe one thing that Twitch could change. Either a brand new change or just kind of, tweak something a little bit.
Okay, so for an integration type thing, there's two that are just top tier. Mixer used to be, I can't remember what they called it, but I think it was called Lightstream or something weird like that. Basically, no matter what way you were watching Mixer, whether it was mobile, PC, console, wherever and however you were watching, there was zero chat delay. The moment you typed it, it appeared.
Oh,
You were always watching genuinely the live moment. Nobody was behind. That was perfect. That was beautiful. It was great for when you were doing shows like this.
mm-hmm.
Because if you're watching on mobile right now, what you are hearing me say, I said 5 minutes ago. That's how bad Twitch mobile is. Where on Mixer, you would be caught up the same way you would be if you were watching on PC. That is number one. And number two is the ability to co-stream. Uh, I think, was it Beehive originally? Or who
With
was it that found multi-stream originally?
it was yeah, I think it was Beehive. He had found
Was it
multi.
Beehive or was it?
It was, I think it was either Beehive or Jedi.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah,
I'm not trying to be rude. Whoever brought that up, Mixer used to have that fully integrated on their platform. So when we'd stream together, we could start a co-stream, and both of our screens would appear on the stream. Both of our chats would combine. It was great. It was great. That would be, I think, the first thing I want Twitch to do, is that and the light speed or whatever for chat. Those two things would just be great.
I tell you what, that light stream sounds like a very nice integration, man.
Yeah, it's great. But honestly, the things that made Mixer so good, Twitch could never do.
Okay.
Mixer's community just was not as toxic. It didn't, at least the community on Mixer was never, like hate raids exist now.
Yeah.
On Twitch. They never did and never would have on Mixer. That's just not how it was.
That's crazy.
Everyone on Mixer, like as soon as you met somebody that said they were streamed on Mixer, you guys just almost became friends just from that. Like everybody was just close with each other. And that's really how it is. I mean, all the people I met on Mixer, not all of them, because some of them have just kind of left the internet altogether. Like they no longer stream, they no longer make content. But I mean, everyone that's still on the internet that I had met on Mixer, I still talk to all the time.
That's awesome.
Like, yeah, it was the community that made Mixer so good. But also, I think that community is the reason it never grew bigger.
Yeah.
Is because you got shunned out of it if you were a shitty person, which is the right thing to have happen. But
do you think that if TikTok, as I'm sure you've heard that TikTok is entering the streaming platform business, do you think TikTok could hold some serious firepower towards Twitch/YouTube?
No, I don't think so. I could be wrong. TikTok could do some cool stuff. I'm not gonna say they couldn't, but the odds of them being able to compete, first of all, on a software side with YouTube or Twitch is going to be extremely difficult.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason these two companies are where they are. But I think TikTok's community isn't built for live streams. I mean, TikTok Live already exists, and I think the stat is like 85% of users don't use it or watch it. So
I probably scroll past every single live person I see on TikTok.
So I just don't think it wasn't built for that. Whereas Twitch was built from the ground up for this. YouTube wasn't built from the ground up, but YouTube already was the king of VODs, and it makes it very easy for game streams to become a thing on YouTube. Whereas TikTok, the majority of it isn't gaming.
Yeah.
So gaming streams just aren't going to hold the same water as they would anywhere else, basically.
Yeah, right. Fair enough.
And I think companies like Mixer, because that was Microsoft, and then Facebook, have tried to take out Twitch and YouTube and just can't. So if the big guys like them can't do it, I don't see TikTok being able to do it either.
You know, it's kind of nuts. I don't know if you've ever. I assume you have. There's a streamer out there that I watch. His name's Z-Lanner. You know who I'm talking about?
Sorry, you cut out on my end. I didn't hear who you said.
Gotcha. There's a streamer I watch. He does Facebook stuff, and his name is Zlaner.
Okay, yep, yep,
He streams a lot with Doc. At least he
yep.
used to. I think he still does sometimes. Um, he actually started out on Facebook, which I was
Yep.
surprised to see the amount of attention that he got on Facebook. But the immediate turn of him going from Facebook to Twitch, he got triple the viewers.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things, like, you don't really think about it until you see it actually happen. The man went from having, I mean, granted, he was still pulling in probably close to 10,000 viewers on Facebook,
Sure.
but then on Twitch he's pulling like 45 to 70,000
Sure.
viewers because he also is endorsed by Doc, and I mean when you're
Right.
endorsed by, sorry not sorry, when you're arguably endorsed by one of the biggest streamers ever,
Right.
um, you're gonna get some popularity. Argue with me if you want, not you, anyone else. But I mean, granted, yes, I am a Doc Mark. I will 100% say that. I have his autographed book behind me in my shelf. Don't at me. I used to have a bust with his mustache on it. Okay, shut up. Um, I'm a bit of a Doc fanatic. Okay, but I love the character, man. I love the character.
Right.
Uh, he is as good as he is for a fucking reason. Let me just say that. But enough about Doc. This isn't about him.
Right.
But I don't know, man. I I wish I could have. I wish I could have been a part of Mixer in some
Yeah.
shape, form, or way. But I, it was not meant to be.
Right. Right.
Um.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I see it. I'm not even. I'm not even.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
even mentioning it, Jedi. I'm not even doing it, bro.
No. 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 No.
All right, so we're about done here. I'm gonna just we're
Oh,
gonna
are we?
yeah, believe it or not. Couple more things, and then
Yes, sir.
we're gonna open up the floor to the chat.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
which, by the way, chat, I'm gonna go ahead and say, if you have any questions that you've been dying to ask, go ahead and start thinking about them now. Q&A session will begin here momentarily. So for those people who don't know, the Scuffed Ass podcast you had originally done on Twitch, and I'm gonna say here, I think I'm in the ballpark. You did like 85 episodes on Twitch.
No. So it actually started on Mixer.
Fair enough.
And went. Actually, I can tell you. Let me open up my Spotify here so I can see the titles. Because we did, on the day Mixer announced its shutdown, we did a special episode, which also would have been the last episode done on Mixer. Um, so where is this podcast? But sorry, what was your actual question going to be here?
Well,
Sorry.
so okay, so you started off on Mixer, and then it went to Twitch, and now you're streaming the podcast onto YouTube.
Yes, sir.
What exactly brought the idea for moving the podcast from Twitch to YouTube? Was it just simply because doing the VODs on YouTube is so much simpler, to where it kind of cut down your amount of work that you had to do? Or is it because at the end of the day, Twitch be twitchy?
So I think it's a mixture of three bits of that. Yes, it does help my workflow to not have to download the VOD and then re-upload it to YouTube. Also, it's my internet is shitty, so it takes 18 hours for me to upload a podcast. That's a little false, but it takes forever to actually upload it, and it means I can't do anything else. Whereas if
Mm-hmm.
I stream it directly to there, I don't have to worry about the upload. So that was a big factor in it. But I mean, the other one was Twitch does be twitchy, and I think podcasts and that form of content is just better on YouTube. So with not having to lose the ability to do it live, but have it fix my workflow and not be on a platform that, while it did well for my numbers on Twitch, I don't think in the long run Twitch was the place for it to be. Maybe I'm wrong on that, and in a year maybe I bring it back to Twitch, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But so the first 18 episodes were on Mixer, and then from episode 19 until episode 84 we're all on Twitch.
Damn, that's one off. I said 85.
Yeah, 85 through 101 happened today. We're on YouTube.
Yeah, which actually, yeah, you did your podcast this morning, or not this morning, but today.
This afternoon, yeah.
Yeah. Which his
sir.
podcast will also be live on, I believe, on all of the other. Go ahead and take a minute, plug yourself here. We'll go ahead and do that.
Oh yeah, I'm plugging myself, huh? Well, everything's easy. I'm the TheGeekSlays or the Scuffed Ass Podcast on every platform, basically. So it's that simple. I have lucked out with nobody else choosing this name ever. And EROE hate you. But yeah, I'm not good at plugging myself. I don't like myself, so a little tough.
Fair enough. Well, man, honestly, I have in my notes here that I wanted to talk about the first time that we met. And I mean, we actually just talked about that probably last week? Either that or the week before, I don't remember, because it was our 1 year that we had, quote unquote, met.
Yes, sir.
Now, keep in mind, listeners, that Geek here and I live about, what did we say? There's a good handful of miles between the two of us.
You know what? I'll tell you.
It's a few thousand. I know that. Maybe not a few thousand. I don't know. It's a good distance between me and him. He's looking it up right now, of course.
900 and half a mile.
Okay, that's actually not that bad.
That's still a fuck ton, though.
Yeah, it's almost 1,000.
Yeah.
So I had done a TikTok that I famously do. I start a series and then I never do anything but the first episode of it. I'm famous for that.
Sure. Same.
If any of my old YouTube channels are still awake, you'd be able to see them. But they are all silently dead because I stabbed them in the back.
Same. All my old ones are gone.
Yeah, same. So I did a TikTok that I called Star Wars Hypotheticals, and pretty much what I had spoke about was that Qui-Gon Jinn dying to Darth Maul instead of the end fight of the movie, he dies in their first interaction, and Geek here stitched it, and pretty much said that my theory ends all of Star Wars.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which you're not wrong. You are 100% correct. But within that, we followed each other on TikTok, and then from within that, I popped into your stream. You popped into mine. We then became somewhat associates at that point. And then I think I remember I saw you post a Fortnite clip on TikTok, and I said, we got a game at some point.
Yep.
And then that turned into us gaming one time, and then now we game every Friday.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it went from that clip to the next time you were streaming Fortnite, I popped into your chat, and I think I sounded like a huge dick. Because I just popped in and was like, you ready for that hard carry or what? And, yeah.
Which,
hey, I mean, we got to win the first time we played together. I did what I told you I was going to do.
We did get a win our very first game.
Yeah.
And it's sad that win we celebrate more than pretty much any win that we get on Fridays.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's crazy to think how fast time flies.
Right.
It's crazy to think about it. But not to get all weepy and you know what I mean. But I'm glad that you and I have you know I'm glad that you and I became friends, and
Absolutely.
I'm glad that we are able to do what we do every Friday, and
Am as well.
it will obviously continue. And once we beat the Ender
Absolutely.
Dragon, then we got to figure out our next series.
True. Don't worry. I feel like, okay, honestly, we could probably get to that point in like 2 or 3 episodes, but it's more fun to go through it the long way. So
Yeah,
that's going to be a while, I think.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, one stupid TikTok, man,
it's crazy.
led to, yeah, me finding one of the best friends I've ever had. So that's dope. That's dope.
Indeed, indeed. Um,
Yeah.
one last thing, and then we're gonna open up the floor.
Yes, sir.
2 words: Moon Knight.
Don't even get me started. I'm so excited.
Dude, did you see the
Okay.
trailer? You saw the trailer.
Yes. Did you hear the song in the trailer? The
Uh,
remix of Day and Night?
yeah,
Oh,
I
oh,
did.
oh, it's so good. Day and Night probably should have been on my playlist, but it didn't make the 10. It didn't make the cut. So,
Fair enough.
uh,
Uh, can I get your honest thoughts of Oscar Isaac?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say this: Moon Knight is in my top 3 Marvel characters ever.
Ooh, okay.
Moon Knight, Deadpool, and Spider-Man are my 3 favorite Marvel Comics characters. Always have been. So I don't want to write off Oscar Isaac because he's a great actor.
Mm-hmm.
I will say when the casting was announced, I wasn't the biggest fan. The trailer has gotten it's made me like it a little more, but I still don't know yet if it's great or not. I
For
think
sure.
I'll have to watch a couple episodes to see. But at least the trailer, he looks like he's playing Moon Knight very well. That I can't say.
I okay. I'm gonna state this with the fact of I'm thinking of Robert Pattinson. Because when Robert Pattinson got announced that he was going to be the next Batman, I cannot say that I was excited. Because he does kind of have that stigma about him that he's Edward. Which, granted,
Right.
people love the Twilight movies. I'm not much of a fan, but I was, yeah.
I
Geek here is a fan of the movies. Oh, I think he's getting his cup.
Twilight Cup.
He does have a Twilight cup. But it's in pretty much the same comparison though, because I wasn't very excited for Robert Pattinson being Batman, and then I saw the trailer and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
all right, I'm intrigued. I will say we're getting toys. Yeah, I will say we're getting toys of the movie now at Target. I don't like the Batmobile.
I don't know if I do or not.
The Batmobile looks like something Dom Toretto would drive, and I'm not a fan of it. It looks like a fucking Charger. I don't know. It'll obviously be looking different in the movie,
I'm sure. Yeah.
but whatever. But to get to the main point here, when Oscar Isaac was announced as Moon Knight, the Fast and the Batman, nice Red, nice. I'd watch that though. Listen, when Oscar Isaac was announced as Moon Knight, I was hesitant, but I was also okay with it because I did really enjoy him as Poe Dameron. And granted, he's been in plenty more stuff. I know this for a fact.
Absolutely.
But at that same point, he was Apocalypse.
Right.
And that wasn't good.
Right.
Argue
I
with me
think
if you want. That was not good.
no. I think it yeah, that's I'm worried about it because I mean for the majority of people, this is their introduction to the character of Moon Knight,
Oh,
and I
absolutely.
really hope it's good. I Moon Knight's again, him and Deadpool are ahead of Spider-Man for me. They're my two favorite characters, and I really hope it doesn't get fucked up. It,
I I'm intrigued to see where the story goes because honestly, I do consider myself much more of a Marvel fan than I am a DC guy. But I do love all comic books. But
right,
we're getting into a phase of Marvel now that I don't know a whole lot about. With the Eternals, I didn't really know a whole lot about the Eternals.
right,
Shang-Chi, I knew a little bit about.
sure,
Um, Moon Knight, I am not completely blind. I do know some stuff, but I don't know as much as I would like. So this will be
right.
definitely a refresher for the character for me. I'm gonna be 100% honest right out of the gate. I did not know that Moon Knight had a form of I can't think of the actual term of it, but it's called DID.
Yeah, dissociative identity disorder. Yes, sir.
Which, if you saw Split with James McAvoy, that's what he had in Split.
Yep.
I did not know that Moon Knight had that. So for the fact that I do love that we're bringing stuff like this to the forefront,
Right.
because these issues, these mental issues, are actually very serious and they need to be
Yes, sir.
treated so. But um, again, with seeing the trailer for Moon Knight, I think Oscar Isaac's going to do a good job.
Yep.
I like, and I'm wondering very much so. Are we just gonna get a complete CG suit, or is there gonna be an actual suit that Oscar wears at some point?
I don't know.
Because it's the whole thing with Moon Knight is that Moon Knight is his own persona, correct?
Uh,
He's just using the character that Oscar is playing as like a host. I'm assuming that correctly, right?
kind of. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna try to break that down too hard, but you're close on
Yeah.
that one. Yeah,
Well,
you're close enough.
Because Moon Knight's name is Mark Spector, if I remember right.
That is one of his names. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So
Mark Spector is like the actual person. He has the other identity of Stephen Grant, who is a
that's it.
billionaire businessman, and then he's also a taxi cab driver named Jake Lockley. And yeah, yeah. I also two things I want to say about this trailer are first of all, the fact that it's going to be what looks like at least partially a psychological horror show is so interesting.
Right.
They're really going to play into that aspect of Moon Knight, and I'm super excited for that.
You know, I just forgot about the fact that this is a show, not a movie.
Right.
I completely forgot about that. So that's okay. Yep, I forgot that this is going to be a show. Shit. I saw the trailer and I was like, "Ooh, that's going to be a good movie." I forgot
Yeah.
this is a show. Shit. Okay.
Yeah, that comes out in March, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I think it comes out like the week after Batman.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Because me and my comrade this morning looked it up because Batman comes out like March 3rd.
Yeah.
So,
So then the fact that in the trailer they're already playing up his DID is very interesting.
mhm,
I didn't think they were going to push that as hard. I felt like they would try to remove that for some reason. I'm glad they're not though. It's
same.
such an important part of his character.
Yeah. I it's like I said, I'm really glad that we're finally bringing serious mental issues like these to the forefront of things because they are legitimate issues that need to be looked at for certain people. It's exciting
Right.
to see. It's exciting to see. I think this movie's going to be really good. Or not movie, TV show.
Right.
um but no, man, I'm very excited for this next chapter and everything Marvel because it's going to be uncharted territory for some stuff.
Yep. Yep.
And for a lot of and for a lot of new fans that are coming over to Marvel, they're going to see some very not as known characters.
Hopefully it works out as well as it did for the Guardians of the Galaxy and less like it did for the Eternals. Hopefully,
I understand why everyone had their issues with the Eternals, but at the end of the day, I still enjoyed it. Granted,
right?
not as much as some other Marvel movies, but I
Okay,
mean,
but is
come
that
on.
really fair to try to compare that to like Spider-Man No Way Home?
I mean,
Or
100%. But like, I'm also not really comparing it to Spider-Man: No Way Home because you
right? You
because
can't.
No Way Home's in end game territory,
Right.
as good as that fucking movie was, which they're still tied for first for me personally.
Yeah.
But like, I'm comparing the Eternals because it's technically an origin story. I'm comparing it to Captain America: The First Avenger, Iron Man, Thor. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Sure. Sure.
And granted, it does some things better, but also it does some things not as good. Um,
Eternals to me feels like a middle of the road Marvel movie. It's not terrible and it's not great. It's fine.
I'll tell you what though, killer fucking cast.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just because I'm not the biggest fan of her, but Angelina Jolie surprised me in this movie. Because I have like not to say Angelina Jolie's not a great actress because she is, but it just there's some things that she does that I feel like you can kind of tell in her performance she doesn't give a shit, which she doesn't have to. She's fucking Angelina Jolie. Like,
Right.
but like it felt like in the Eternals she actually cared about the script. She actually cared about the story, and I'm sure she cared about the paycheck. Um,
Right.
but with Rob Stark, Jon Snow, I can never say forgive me. I can never say the one guy's uh, name. Fuck. He did that movie with Batista. He's the shooty guy. Had the spirit guns. You know what I
Oh
mean.
yeah. Nope. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Couldn't tell
I
you.
also don't want to
Um,
say his origin because
right.
I feel like I'm going to get it wrong, and I don't want to offend
Right.
anybody. Um, he did that movie with fucking Batista. That's all I know him from. He's funny. He's a funny
Right.
guy.
Right. Yeah.
But no, like it's a shame that movie didn't do better than it did. And I know that it's Marvel. Obviously, they're probably going to make a second one. But man, I'm really hoping that we get a second one because spoiler alert, spoiler alert for those who haven't seen the Eternals. Mute me really quick. Um, the Black Knight did not get his time to shine in the fucking movie, and I'm still mad about it. I know about the Black Knight. The Black Knight was my favorite part about the Eternals, and he did not get time to shine in that movie. I'm really hoping that in the second one we get the Black Knight and he gets done justice. Granted, he's being played by Jon Snow. He's literally not going to play a different character than he did in Game of Thrones, but I'm not exactly complaining about that because Kit Harington's a great actor.
Right.
But anyway,
Thought maybe not.
maybe not.
I thought the Black Knight was getting his own Disney Plus show, but maybe not. Maybe I'm
No,
wrong.
I don't. Not yet. I don't think so.
But no, there's gonna be an Eternals 2. I just hope that all the idiot reasons people didn't like the show go away by then,
Right.
because there are fair reasons to not like the Eternals, whatever. There were also a bunch of people who hated it for a bunch of not real reasons.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I think it just boils down to the fact of not everybody knew who the Eternals were. It's Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah,
1
that's
all
part of
over
it.
again.
Absolutely.
It's Guardians of the Galaxy 1 all over again. People didn't know who the Guardians were. People don't know who the Eternals are. Oh, well, it's not Iron Man, dude. It's not going to be as good. Well,
Which I find so funny.
yeah, because
The Avengers were like Marvel's least favorite property until like 2005.
yeah, because the X-Men fucking ruled over everything
Yeah.
for years.
Technically, Spider-Man ruled over everything for all time.
Well,
Always.
Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious because we still haven't gotten a halfway decent Fantastic Four movie.
Hey, hey, that's not fair.
I'd be honest, I still haven't seen the new one. I can't.
I never watched it because I've heard awful things.
But
The originals were not awful.
I liked the first one. Rise of the Silver Surfer I couldn't do.
Rise of the yeah.
But
They only made two of them, right? It was just
yeah.
the first. It was Fantastic Four and the Silver Surfer was tough because they fucked up Galactus so hard.
We were supposed to get a third, if I remember right. Because I think... Did they fight Galactus in the second one? I don't even remember. It's been so long.
I know he was in it and he was awful.
Because I think they were supposed to fight Galactus with the Avengers in the third one, but the Avengers in that was going to be like who were the Avengers going to be in what 2006 when those movies came out?
Right.
Probably would have still been Tom Cruise as Iron Man.
Oh god. No, actually, in 2006, RDJ might have already been hired to do Iron Man.
That's true. Yeah, because that movie came out in 2008, didn't it?
But who the fuck would be Captain America? Because Chris Evans was
still doing American Pie movies.
No, he was the Human Torch.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true.
You're forgetting the big one there.
Right? Yeah.
He's already in the movie.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking of Chris Evans with a bunch of whipped cream on his. Excuse me. I'll move on.
Sir.
I'll move on.
No, don't move on. Let's marinate in that one for a second.
Oh god. Ryan Reynolds is Captain America. Red, no,
no,
get out.
Because he was already Deadpool at that time.
Man's been Deadpool for 2 decades.
Deadpool was based off of Ryan Reynolds.
The amount my listeners aren't going to be able to see the amount of passion that you just had in your face right there. Oh man.
Yeah.
But all right. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to do it for us on this debut episode of the E-Cast. I'm going to open up the floor right now in case anybody has any questions for my boy over here, my guest, Mr. TheGeekSlays.
That's me.
So we're going to just give it a couple minutes. If anybody has any questions for a short Q&A session, go ahead, list them off in chat now. If not, like I said, we'll give it a couple minutes. But
yes, sir.
I do just want to give a quick couple shout-outs. First and foremost, shouts out to my good friend right here on my screen to my right, Mr. TheGeekSlays, for being a part of the debut episode of the E-Cast. It is an honor to have you here, my friend, and it only feels right to have you on the inaugural episode.
I don't want to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
But my internet's being shit. So on my end, you keep cutting out. So sorry about that. And sorry if I'm cutting out when I'm talking. Internet's awful.
You only did like once, I think, at least on my end.
Okay. But thank you for having me on the show. I do appreciate it. Being the first guest is dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And I don't know if we'll continue the same thing that we do on yours, where I'm like your guest like every 10 episodes or something. But maybe we'll see.
See, with your show, it's a little different because of how yours is ran. Mine is just a conversation, right? Which cool. Yours is an interview style. You're doing something very different with it. So if I'm never back on it, that's okay. Because I don't know if it would make sense to interview me again in 10 episodes.
Well, I mean, I don't know
now,
if every episode will be an interview, but we'll see.
Right. But that's kind of your thing behind it. Now, maybe, I can be back on the show in 100 episodes from now when you have millions of followers and nobody knows who the fuck I am. But that's a whole different territory.
Yeah, I fucking wish. Nah, bro, you be right there with me with 1 million followers. You know that as well as I do.
Hopefully.
Now,
yep.
Well, add to that, which chat, I'm still giving chat a second here to get any questions they have. I already saw one. I see one. Yeah. So, but add to that, ladies and gentlemen, I would just like to say again, !! merch in chat, EROGear.com. We have officially launched E-Cast merchandise. Go get you some. You feel me? You feel me? It's some good stuff. Really simple, nice, easy stuff. You know the deal. Add to that, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? I think that's going to be about it. Intro song, which you'll hear it on the way out. Intro song for the E-Cast is, of course, Valley of Radiance, done by the very talented people over at Ready Waves. Ready Waves is a DMCA-free, label-quality music streaming platform. You can also listen to all their stuff on Spotify, !Ready Waves in chat. I know the guys who make the stuff personally, and actually I got to name one of the songs on the second album, so that's pretty poggers. It's all really good stuff. I very highly recommend that you check out their stuff. Like I said, it's all free to download, all DMCA free, so you can listen to it on YouTube, you can listen to it on Twitch, you can listen to it on TikTok. Actually, they have almost a full album in the songs on TikTok, so that's pretty poggers. And then one last little shout out. I would like to also thank Maw Energy for sponsoring the stream and sponsoring the podcast. !MAW in chat if you want to learn more. Go use my affiliate link along with discount code MAW10 in checkout. Now, with all of that said, let's go ahead and get into the Q&A session. We're going to be starting off with Jedi Joker 93. He is a very long time compadre of the TheGeekSlays and I. Hashtag Team Killshit. Question for Geek: what made you a Vikings fan?
That's a fair question. I would not subject the torture of being a Vikings fan on anyone. It's rough. It's a rough time. But so when I was younger, I live kind of close to Denver, so everyone around here is a Broncos fan. I've always hated them. So I've always kind of liked the Raiders because they're Denver's biggest rival, and fuck Denver. So yeah, but my uncle was a Vikings fan, and big purple guy, like the color purple, as you can tell by everything.
Yep.
My lighting's purple, my purple on everything I wear, like purple's my color. So Vikings had cool uniforms, a cool name. My uncle was a fan of them, and that's just kind of how it worked out. And then I was like, it was 2007 when I really started getting into football, and that was right when Adrian Peterson came into the league. So just a whole bunch of shit lined up at the right time for me to become a Vikings fan. As terrible of a choice as that probably was, the choice that was made, and it's where we are.
I mean, if you want to be honest, brother, I'm a Bears fan, and I feel like granted the Bears have made some pretty good decisions as of late, but it remains to be seen if they have paid off or not.
At least the Bears have won a Super Bowl sometime ever.
We won one about 40 years ago.
Yeah, 1985. Yeah.
No, so I'm
better than zero.
Yeah, true story. And also we had the Super Bowl shuffle.
Right.
Suck on that, Tom Brady. We had the Super Bowl shuffle.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go, Jedi. I hope that answered your question, my friend. Next question is from Ali. What is your desktop setup? Now, this is going to probably be a little bit of a difficult question without getting into like too techie of stuff. So I mean, you answer this however you like to. Obviously, the floor is yours.
So I'm going to answer it with starting by saying, if you want to see the entire desk setup, I have a video on TikTok about it and a full YouTube video on it. You can find those in the links that EROE has put in the chat multiple times.
It's a good video, chat. I've seen it multiple times. ! TheGeekSlays in chat.
There you go. But I mean, general rundown, my gaming/streaming PC, rocking Intel Core i9 9900K, 32 gigs of RAM. Wow, my brain just broke. A Asus ROG Strix 3070 Ti graphics card. That's basically all the actual important information. My editing computer is a 27-inch iMac from 2021. Rocking 2 MSI. Fuck, I hate monitor names. 2 24-inch MSI monitors, 164 hertz, 165 hertz. Don't know why I just took one away. 1 millisecond response time, decent color accuracy. My camera is a Canon Rebel T7, and then Shure SM7B and a Go XLR for the audio setup. That's, I think, the quickest rundown I can do without getting super into it. So, there you go.
Which, like he said, go check out that YouTube video if you want some actual like hardcore specs. Um,
Absolutely.
I will say, Geek, you have a hell of a setup, brother.
Thank you.
It's
taken a long time to get here.
it's a nice setup. Also, I've always wondered what kind of a desk do you have? Because it's like you have like a big L-shaped desk, don't you? Or is it two desks put together?
It's 3 desks, actually.
My man out here with 3 desks, no shot.
So here, it's the IKEA. I think is it Brimness? Am I rocking the Brimness? I gotta go IKEA Brimness. I gotta make sure I'm picking the right one. It is not. What fucking desk is this? Sorry. I gotta find it so I don't answer this incorrectly.
I mean, hey,
Computer desks.
I thought about getting a desk from IKEA, but then Walmart just had too good of a deal on the desk I've got right now.
Right. Yeah. Oh, it's the so I have 2. I believe they're 40-inch Linman tabletops. For this side and then right here, both using Alex drawers to hold them up, and then the corner-ish piece is basically the same thing, but it's its own freestanding corner piece. So yeah, the desk comes out, corners off in the middle of my room, and runs out to the middle of my bedroom. It's very interesting looking.
It sure does. I've seen, he sent me
Yeah.
pictures of it before, and that desk does take up a good chunk of his room. It's nuts. It's nuts.
It's big stuff. I gotta find what this corner piece is called, just in case people are curious.
I'll say, compared to my setup, which is pretty much immediately shoved into the corner of what used to be our dining room, and then you have all of this behind me, you know, which take that for what you will. But while you're trying to find that, Ali, I hope that answered your question, my friend. While you're trying to find what that is, we have a this or that redeemed by Red in chat, and it's I'm just going to assume that's his tribute to or contribution rather to the Q&A session, which I believe this will be the last one unless anyone else has any questions for the GeekSlays.
Okay.
This or that for Captain Geek: hoagies or burgers? The floor is yours.
Oh, jeez. It's okay. So what are we? So I have more questions than I have answers. What are we calling a hoagie? What are we calling a burger? Where does like a chicken sandwich fit into this?
Okay, Red, we need some clarification, my friend.
Because I don't want to pick the wrong thing.
We need some clarification, because yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Because like when you talk about a hoagie, I think about like a club sandwich, or like a nice like turkey sub. But then when you think about a burger, I'm going with like a double cheese, bacon, lettuce, tomato, mayo, ketchup, a little bit of mustard, pickles, sautéed onions.
Right.
Exactly that. Okay.
Oh, so wait, no. Where does the chicken sandwich fit? Is it a burger? Is it just a sandwich and it's not in this? Does that make life easier? I don't know.
I would say that's probably it, because you're gonna have like your hoagie sub sandwiches. Now you can have chicken on the hoagie sandwich if you want, but it's not going to be like a chicken patty.
No,
but then
that would
you
be
have
more of a chicken parm sandwich type thing.
But then you have your double cheese, and then you have your chicken sandwich, which is kind of in the middle of both. So yeah, I would say turkey sub, or like a nice like I don't know, just a nice sub sandwich, or a cheeseburger.
It's burgers. Burgers win every time in this category. Then
I kind of agree.
If we're just going base hoagies and base burgers, burgers win. Actually, I think if we were gonna put chicken sandwich somewhere, it would go with burger. It just would.
Yeah.
Hoagies don't have the same feeling, and that would even boost burger even farther. It's burger every time.
100%. 100%. Now, I think if you were to if you were to contribute like a meatball sub into hoagies, that might be decent competition, but I don't know if it'd beat out a burger still.
Yeah, I don't think so. Because, yeah, a meatball sub is good. But think of everything you can do with a burger. You can just have a bread, burger, and cheese, sure. But there are so many layers to what you can do with a burger. Whereas a meatball
Layers.
sub, it's like meatballs and marinara sauce, fucking whoop-de-doo. It doesn't hit the same.
Right.
Good meatball sub's a good meatball sub. I'm not trying to put them down. Trying to compare a meatball sub to a burger is just tough.
I can agree to that. I can absolutely agree to that.
Also, this corner desk piece, I think it was just a Linman tabletop. I don't see it on IKEA's website, and when you go to Amazon, it is currently unavailable. So I don't think it exists anymore.
That's a big F. That is a big F.
Yeah.
But there you go.
$200, you can have this one.
No. He'll even autograph it for you.
Sure. No. Can't do that, because then where the fuck would my computer and my monitors and all that shit go? But
right.
Whatever. Yeah.
But all right.
Yeah.
We went over the hour-and-a-half mark, but we both knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
We both knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
So, one last final time here before we end it, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to end the podcast, not the stream. Let me just be clarified on that one. Ladies and gentlemen, one final thank you very much for the TheGeekSlays for showing up and being here on the debut episode of the eCast. My friend, I appreciate you so much.
Appreciate you, and thank you for having me on. I was super excited to be the first guest, and I'm super excited to see what you do with the show going forward.
I have a lot of ideas that if I'm able to bring them to fruition, will be really fucking cool. Let me just say
Absolutely.
that. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, man. So I appreciate everybody for stopping out. Thank you all so very much. And we will see you on the next episode of the eCast, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, and have a good night.